Back Issues by Nicholas Crone. Episode 2, Tales of the Unexpected. Last week, a small comic shop in Kirby Creek, Indiana, experienced a change in ownership. The new owner, Sarah, has inherited Cape and Cowl Comics from her uncle, who left the business in dire financial straits. Can she and her newly hired store manager keep the store open? Will the dastardly competitors at Phantom Zone Comics foil our heroes before they can find their footing? Stay tuned and find out as we leaf through this episode of Back Issues.
Can I get a little help here?
Jeez, you're loaded down. Sure thing, Sarah. 1 second. Donuts and coffee? Sweet. I'll take the coffee and you can lock the door behind you.
Don't get too excited. I won't do this every day. I wanted something special for your first day in charge. Have a donut, Madam Manager.
Time passes, indifferent to the concerns of mortals, as Preston's coffee grows cold on the counter.
Name the antagonist in Shadow of the Bat, number 88.
Poison Ivy.
True, but incomplete.
Oh, yeah. Clayman was there, too.
Clay Face. But you managed to read an awful lot of No Man's Land last night. Why are all these donuts devil's food?
They're my favorite.
Were you so thirsty you ordered a third cup of coffee?
That's for Preston. Where is Preston?
Not here yet.
He's already 10 minutes late. When I put you in charge, I said your first duty was to get Preston here on time.
He'll be here in the next 5 minutes.
Making him 15 minutes late. That's not our agreement, Anne.
Preston's testing me to see if I'll really suspend his employee discount for being late. Once he sees I'm serious, he won't be late again.
He really gets on my nerves with his insubordination.
He's not your problem anymore. He's my problem. I'm the manager.
Good point. My problem is fixing our money issues.
How's that going?
Not well, but I'll find a way. I always do whatever it takes to succeed. I'm scared to death, but I do it.
Good morning, one and all.
And it is actually morning, Preston, which is a major improvement. For you.
I'm told it pays to look good in front of the new manager.
You're 15 minutes late. Leave the door unlocked, Preston. It's time to open.
True, and I do apologize. But as Sarah said, it's a huge improvement in the grand scheme of things.
I hope a week of paying full price for your comics will teach you how important 15 minutes can be in the here and now.
Sarah, you own the shop. Surely you don't intend to let her run this place like it's her own personal evil empire?
She's the manager, Preston. It is her evil empire.
If you want to put Granny Goodness in charge, who am I to question the wisdom of Darkseid? Would it help if I made an offering to further your comics education? This is a reprint of Adventure Comics 210 from March 1955.
Crypto?
What's wrong with Crypto?
What is Crypto?
This is the first appearance of Crypto, the Superdog.
Crypto the
Superman's dog.
Superman's dog?
Superboy actually had the dog.
Whatever. But don't you think Crypto is a bit goofy? Outdated? Irrelevant?
The classics are never irrelevant.
Okay, fine, if you must.
Thanks, Preston. I'll read it as soon as I get a chance.
So my employee discount is reinstated?
I won't overrule Anne like that. Besides, she's right. You need to be here on time.
I see. You know why I always come in late? Because nobody's ever here for the first 2 hours we're open. Unless it's Free Comic Book Day, which is in May. It's currently the middle of June, so it's absolutely pointless to be here. Which one of you paid this stooge to be here? buzz off, Judas, and enjoy your 30 pieces of silver.
Sorry, sir. Preston here is incredibly senile.
Senile? Killer Moth first appeared in Batman number 63, February 1951.
He has the mind of a child.
That same month, the 22nd Amendment was ratified.
Sarah, please help this gentleman while I make Granddad take his meds.
The #1 song was Tennessee Waltz by Patti Page.
Bless him, we just don't have the heart to send him away.
The next time you call me senile,
What's that?
that's Joey with tomorrow's new releases.
Is it Wednesday already? Preston, you take care of that. I'll handle the counter.
Aren't the new releases more of a managerial duty?
Yes, but I can't trust you alone with customers, so just go and deal with it.
I suppose I have no choice but to go where Lady Deathstrike commands.
Moments later, as Sarah completes her sale, danger, as yet undetected by our heroes, hovers silently over their heads.
Okay, you're all set. We'll see you next week on Thursday. I made my first sale! I think I might just get the hang of this.
And then, without warning, danger strikes.
Sarah, there's a problem.
If it's a bonkers invoice, I'm sure you're used to handling that.
Are there often problems with invoicing?
Freaking ECD.
What's ECD?
Preston, given your years of experience with ECD, I think you should be the one to enlighten her.
Emerald Comics Distributors are the main comic book distributor in the U.S.
Well, when he says the main distributor, that doesn't really...
True, that's a massive understatement. They have a monopoly on the business of getting comics from the publisher to comic book stores.
And because they're a monopoly,
They're jerks.
huge jerks.
Monumental jerks. Orders are screwed up constantly. They correct the orders free of charge, but they have to do that so often there's a dedicated customer service line for corrections.
Ugh, how do they stay in business?
It's like a fast food drive-through during the breakfast rush. They know you'll keep coming back, so they don't have to be fast or accurate.
So, getting 10 fewer copies of X-Men or whatever is like getting your McGriddle with chewy bacon instead of crispy?
Exactly.
This sounds like a job for someone with a business degree. ECD is about to experience the wrath of Sarah.
You should take a look, too. I hate spoiling the plot, but it's a bigger problem than a few wrong comics sent our way. But if I can't be trusted to work the register in case someone wanders in off the street...
Listen, you may not like me or the way I run the store, but you have to leave the customers out of this.
And let you make a fool of me by calling me senile?
Oh, come on, Preston. That was after you compared the customer to Judas.
Look, I know I'm a pain, but I really feel like I don't get enough credit around here. My best friend dies. And the next day, you know what I did? I opened up Cape and Cowl, where we had worked together for the last 30 years. This place never closed. For 3 weeks, I ran this place alone. Then Sarah shows up, and now here you are. Can you blame me if I'm a little prickly?
So you still want to be manager?
No. If you want to be responsible for the complaints of every idiot that comes through the door, more power to you. I just feel, I don't know, ganged up on.
After working for Reg at the Phantom Zone, I understand that feeling. Look, maybe I shouldn't tell you this, but I will. Your job is not in danger here.
I should certainly hope not.
To be honest, I can't afford to lose you. You're literally the only other person who works here, and you're the only one who knows the regular customers.
I appreciate you saying that.
Besides, Every comic shop should have an employee who stands up for silly characters like Crypto the Superdog.
In the 50s, he was amazing. What the Superman family lacks in subtlety, it makes up for in heart. You don't know what you're missing.
Look, even when you get on my nerves, I like having you here. But up until now, Rich was bankrolling this place. Now, we have to make money or we fold. So we need you here, on time.
Fine. I understand. I'm sorry I sometimes get strident.
I get that way myself sometimes.
Really? I hadn't noticed. Remind me to never let you meet my daughter. I'm afraid some sort of critical mass could be reached.
Anne? Could you take a look at this? Please?
Ah, Sarah's found the damaged comics.
The what?
As Anne enters the back room, she is in for a shock.
Okay, where's the fire?
Look at this!
Preston said, "Oh no."
That's right, faithful listeners. The uncompromising horror of the scene is a study in terror. Comic books in tatters. The mind recoils in fear when trying to imagine such a monstrosity.
This is bad.
2 boxes.
This is so bad.
2 whole boxes, and look! The comics are almost sliced in half. But the boxes.
The boxes are fine. FedEx didn't do this. Someone packed these boxes knowing they were shipping us garbage.
Who would do this?
Oh, come on. Destroyed comics packed into pristine boxes? There can clearly be only one explanation. Whoever did this must be
Jerks.
huge jerks.
Monumental jerks.
Of course. Now we must ask ourselves, what do we do now? Surely Ms. Marvel here has a solution?
Okay. We don't know the full extent of the problem yet. Sarah, you and Preston open the rest of these boxes and check the contents. I'll stay on the register and call ECD.
I admit I was hoping you would lapse into panicked paralysis, but if you insist on being competent, I won't complain.
Our heroes waste no time, springing into action.
Thank you for calling Emerald Comics Distributors. Your call is very important to us. If you would like to leave a message for our customer service team, press 3 now.
Para el español, oprima 8.
Come on, come on, come on. Any luck?
Only 2 boxes have damaged comics. Everything else is fine.
Thanks Zod for small favors.
We can fill most of our pull list orders, but not all of them. And some shelves will be bare.
What did the distributor say?
We are experiencing an unusually high call volume. If you would like to leave a message, one of our customer care specialists will return your call today.
No hay ninguna posibilidad de resolver su problema hoy. Oprima 8 para gritar desesperadamente al abismo.
That's not encouraging.
They always do this.
Eventually, they'll pick up.
Eventually? Do we have time for that?
I don't know. Once I was on hold with ECD for 6 hours. That's too late.
What else can we do?
Wait! I've got an idea.
Oh, now we're talking.
This is not going to be pleasant, but I think it'll work.
Please don't keep me in suspense. I'm old and my heart may stop if you keep this up.
Every year, an ECD field rep, Jack Tarkington, visits all the comic stores in the region. He's supposed to be at the Phantom Zone today. If you could catch him while he's there,
He could pull some strings.
Would he do that for us?
tell him I work here now. He won't pass up a chance to look down my shirt.
Ugh, is he that big of a creep?
Yes.
Beggars can't be choosers, I guess. Preston, you're with me. Let's go.
Sarah and Preston leave Anne to take care of the shop while they venture across town to the towering 2-story edifice which houses the Phantom Zone, where Emerald Comics regional sales rep Jack Tarkington has just arrived, setting in motion events that may save or doom our heroes.
Welcome to the VIP area of the Phantom Zone. I call it the Hall of Just Us. Only got to finish last month.
Identity confirmed. Reg Jones.
Reg, this place is absolutely the raddest thing ever. Especially the door. It's really the Batcave door from the video games?
Arkham Asylum, Rocksteady Studios 2009, my dude. You mentioned it last year, and like I always say, anything for my favorite comics distribution rep.
Nice. Dude, is that Donkey Kong?
Original cabinet and everything. No quarters required. Hey, you want a soda?
How do you find parking on the street in this neighborhood?
Oh, it helps to have a small car.
This is your car?
Yeah. Pretty sporty, right?
How much did this cost you?
A lot.
Ouch. Oh, you really feel comfortable parking this thing on the street?
Come on, it's Indiana, right? You know where we're going. Which way?
Right turn here. You really don't know Kirby Creek very well, do you? There's a small lot behind the store. I have permission to park there, and I'll get you in too. Just park next to me, okay? I drive a green Ford Focus.
Why is that lot so much safer than the street?
It's a sheriff's station. My cousin is a deputy.
Okay, good answer. Do you think we'll catch Tafton?
Tarkington?
Do you think we can really catch him?
Possibly, but I'm glad Anne's trying to get through to ECD on the phone.
Come on. Ah, game over. Must be slipping in my old age.
Oh, so there's no world record today. You're still high score on this machine, though.
True. I could really use a drink. Does your soda fountain have root beer?
Of course! I'm not a barbarian, Jack.
Meanwhile, back at the Cape and Cowl, Anne grapples with the customer service menace.
Finally! A real person!
Thank you for holding.
Oh, come on! Really?
Your call is very important to us.
Come
Our
on.
team of customer service outreach technicians will be with you soon. Or press 1 to leave a voicemail that will be returned within 2 weeks.
Para ser ignorado en inglés, oprima 8. Para ser ignorado en español, oprima 8.
Wow. It's like Disney World in here.
Very true, considering it's all surface and spectacle built on a fetid swamp.
How did Uncle Rich compete with this place?
Apparently he didn't. He just poured money into Cape and Cowl to keep it going.
Preston! Hey, man! I'll be right down!
Oh, God, here he comes.
Don't let him get to you. Once we get the info we need, we're out of here. He's an idiot, and someday we'll salt the earth where this place once stood. In the meantime, don't let him smell our fear. Got it?
Got it.
Preston! Sorry, man. But even if I had any openings, I would never, ever hire you. Oh, hey! Hot for Teachers here, too. To what do I owe the pleasure?
We're looking for Jack,
Tarkington.
is he here?
What's going on?
We just need to talk to him about an invoicing problem.
You don't say.
Anytime today. Come on. Let's just get this over with.
We are experiencing an unusual call volume. Press 1 to leave a voicemail for one of our customer care superheroes, which will be returned in 4 weeks.
Ah!
Look, is Tuffington...
Tarkington.
Is he here or not?
Oh, he left about an hour ago.
Where's his hotel?
I didn't ask.
Yeah, I'd bet.
Oh, don't worry, though. I'm meeting him for a little post-work drinky-winky, and I'll definitely give him your number, sweetie. As a professional courtesy. And your number is?
Why don't you have him call me instead?
You sure that's what you want to do?
I'm certain Preston can be trusted with this. Besides, it's not that big of a deal anyway.
Unusual high call volume. If you would like to leave a voicemail, press 1.
Or you could just actually answer the phone.
One of our customer care specialists will respond to your voicemail in the next 2 years.
Si se espera, a largo rato consumiremos su alma. Oprima 8 para dejar un correo de voz y salvar su alma.
I don't speak Spanish, but I'm pretty sure I hate you. Mm-hmm.
Well, don't worry. I'll definitely be sure to let him know you need his help.
He's not going to tell Taffy Bun about this at all, is he?
Oh, you never know.
Really?
Yeah, he'll probably tell Tarkington how pathetic we are.
Great. Let's get back to the shop.
How's it going, Jackie boy?
I'm about to top another one of your scoreboards.
Here's a fresh root beer, friendo.
Thanks, dude. Who was the fresh tomato you were talking to?
Aldrich's niece took over the Cape and Cowl. She was just trying to figure out how to run a comic shop.
She's new to the business. Well, maybe I could swing by, give her a few tips, if you know what I mean.
Ooh, danger, Will Robinson. She looks sweet, but she's worse than Talia al Ghul.
Oh, no thanks. I was married to Deathbird for 4 years, and that's enough. Thank you very much.
Back at the Cape and Cowl, Anne continues her valiant struggle against an uncaring automated phone system.
One of our customer service experts will return your call in 5 hours.
What?
Para finalmente renunciar toda esperanza de obtener alguna ayuda para su problema insignificante, oprima 8.
Tarkington?
No such luck.
It's too late to get replacements by tomorrow. We're hosed.
So that's it?
Not quite. There's one more thing.
What can you possibly pull out of your hat at this point?
It's risky.
I'll literally try anything at this point.
I'm on board, too. I've worked here too long to give up now.
Better be sure, because if we get caught, we'll go to jail.
Huh?
And that will ruin the shop for sure.
Jail? What exactly do you have in mind?
We'll break into the Phantom Zone, steal their good comics, and replace them with our shredded comics.
And how do you plan to do that?
Reg forgot to take my key when I quit at the Phantom Zone. I know the security code because he always stuck me on mornings, and nobody ever looks at the new releases until Thursday morning. So, are you ready for this?
What the hey? Let's do it.
I don't know.
Sarah, if you really will do whatever it takes, well, this is what it will take to keep the shop open. What's it gonna be?
Next week, our heroes embark on a last desperate gamble to save Cape and Cowl from financial ruin. Will they snatch victory from the jaws of defeat? Tune in next week for the season finale of Back Issues. You have been listening to Back Issues, Episode 2, Tales of the Unexpected, by Nicholas Crone. Sarah was played by Emily McGee. Anne, Cheryl Beth Silvers. Preston, Richard Fish. Reg, Alexander Fort. The Mysterious Voice, Steve Scott. Jack Tarkington, Eric Dodes. Robot cell phone voice, Lauren Rose. La Telefonista Español, Tommy DiNardo. Sound supervisor, Chance Edmiston. Lead sound designer, Kirsten Payton. Sound designer, Chance Edmiston and Michael Jarrett. Dialogue editor, Lexis Pitsalis. Mixer, Chance Edmiston. Music, Keel Carlquist. Foley team, Brian Barnes, Michael Jarrett, Sofia Gambardella, and Lexis Pitsalis. Loop Group, Brian Barnes, Nicholas Crone, Kirsten Payton, Sofia Gambardella, and Jason Jackson. Script editor, Russell McGee. Script consultant, Lauren Olson. Director, Madeline Lovell. Producers, Evan O'Neill and Sofia Gambardella. Executive producer, Russell McGee.